world is transforming from the usage of fuel energy to electric energy. And this comes as a result due to the climate change that is ongoing globally. But also this comes at a time when the world is facing a global crisis in terms of fuel. In the past years, there has been a development of electric vehicles, but of course these have been popular in developed countries. But in Africa they are picking up slowly by slowly, and in Uganda also the same. But also the innovators have not just sat down, they have gone beyond that. They have gone ahead to explore solar energy by producing a solar-enabled vehicle. So many countries have these vehicles right there, but they are still prototypes not for commercial production. And in Uganda, we have young innovators that are joining the rest of the world to participate into this motor technology space. We managed to reach out to a few innovators at the outskirts of Kampala, innovating a solar-enabled vehicle manufactured locally. Let's take a look at the technology behind this vehicle, how it works, the structure and everything. I'll be right back. Enjoy.
A solar vehicle is powered completely by direct solar energy. The photovoltaic cells contained in the solar panels convert the sun's energy directly into electric energy. The term solar vehicle usually implies that solar energy is used to power all the parts of the vehicle's propulsion. Solar power may also be used to provide power for communications or controls all other auxiliary functions. Solar vehicles are not sold as practical day-to-day transportation devices at present, but are primarily demonstration vehicles and engineering exercises. And these are often sponsored by government agencies and some private individuals too. But prototypes have been manufactured. However, indirectly, solar-charged vehicles are widespread and solar boats are available commercially. Uganda has also joined the race in technology advancement in the motor space. We happened to visit a place in the suburbs of Kampala as we encountered young innovators putting up efforts in developing a solar-powered vehicle. Tobias Tugume is the main mind behind this development as he shares an insight.
What inspired us to develop this electrical solar vehicle? Electrical solar vehicle, the solar, it is reliable, it is cheap, and it is everywhere. That's why we decided to come up with this idea of developing a solar car. To start this electrical vehicle, it was not simple. As you know, getting materials, also getting knowledge of constructing a vehicle like this one, it was not easy for us. But the step where we have reached now, we are seeing the fruits, what is coming out. The vehicle is working properly. We constructed in our own materials. We go in the market, we bought the materials as well. These usual metals, we're framing the framework, and we add all those equipments. There is some other items we are getting from outside. I think that is a big challenge we are getting, because to bring those items from outside, also you need taxes and you need a period to wait for material to reach here. But making a solar vehicle, it is not hard if you understand the system, how it goes. It is lasting long, it works properly, it has no problem as well.
The vehicle contains an inbuilt battery which enables the vehicle to travel quite a distance.
Each of this car, they are easy, they are good, because it uses the sunshine to charge the battery. We construct this vehicle with inbuilt battery pack, which is can drive you over 30 kilometers when it is full. But if there is a sunshine, also it can go beyond 30 kilometers. It uses solar, pure solar. It doesn't use power or electricity, as I told that these other vehicles we are using electricity. But this one, It is just for solar pure. You can use it in your farm, or you can use to your gardens. You can use in the hotel. You can use it as a tour vehicle at the hotel, and you can use in the national park as well, because it is a low speed vehicle. It doesn't need to go speed when you construct for solar. As you see, like this one of ours, it is carrying 8 people. Braking system is working properly. Lighting is properly. All features on the vehicle it has. Also, it climbs very well. It has no problem on climbing the hill. As the other vehicles works. But as this one, it was a prototype vehicle. We invested, it is around 15 million Uganda shillings. So as the way it is around 15 million Uganda shillings. But I'm sure this was a beginning vehicle. If we get like machines and other equipment as the factory needed, we can construct a beautiful vehicle, a standard vehicle which can even export to another country if other people like these vehicles. So, as I said, that we are converting a normal vehicle and these ones for farm, the speed cannot be equal. This normal vehicle, the speed is normal for the road, the main roads, highways, as the way as it can run for 80 and above. But this for the farm, we construct for low speed as 30, 40. It depends where you want to take the vehicle. And also the battery pack, we are the one assembling ourselves. We buy cells from outside, then we assemble them from here. So if you give a requirement speed you want, also you can make it. If you give a requirement range, also we can do for you a battery pack, which is going to be helpful for you.
Tobias currently says they not only build solar-powered vehicles but also convert fuel vehicle engines to electric. He explains why both are needed concurrently.
I want to give you 2 options for this one, normal one, and this of solar. For solar, the battery pack we installed of this one, it can take just 30 minutes to 1 hour to get full. And when you are driving, when there is a sunshine, also it uses the solar direct from up. Then that battery pack, it is for emergency in case like night, you have to use it even in the night. So that battery pack, it helps when you are driving during the without sunshine. Then these ones, normal ones, you charge and you travel range according to the battery pack you have installed. So you can require, it depends on the customer which range has required. As I told you that we are assembling the batteries, so it depends what you want to assemble in your vehicle when we are converting it. If you need 200 kilometers, the battery pack will not be, the money will not be the same as someone who wants 100 kilometers for single charge. We are talking about 100 single charge or 200 single charge, but it doesn't mean that you have stopped, the vehicle will not be using again. You charge, but you consider where you are going for single charge. You can again charge if you want, or you can count the distance if the power it can take you and you come back without charge. That is the way how electrical vehicle works. It can charge on grid electricity as well, 240 or 380 voltage. Also you can charge if you have solar power system at your home. Also it can charge from there. So we need the people, all Ugandans, to understand this new technology, where we are going, to understand very properly. It will help them, and I think we shall go in the mid-income where we are looking to be.
The initiative has also provided a solution through provision of employment opportunities. Tobias has been able to train other personnel to improve their livelihood. For example, Lule Faiswal is a trainee under Tobias. He hardly has a stable education background, but this has not limited his participation in the innovation space. Let's hear his experience in regards to this vehicle.
First of all, to people like us who have been trained from here, it's not been something simple. It's been a long journey according to the challenges we are facing, but at least to some people who are creative, it's not very hard. I just need to put in much effort like any other student could be, and being focused. Yeah, that's what I can tell people. It's a matter of being focused, but at least we are well trained. We can do something in our CEO's absence. At least he has left something to build up the country. My simple education background, I did senior 6. After doing senior 6, like any other person could see the situation, it wasn't good. I joined solar technology, of which I joined it informally, just moving with people who do those fields. So that's how I ended up coming here to join this company. But at least I see that for the little I came with, I've added something that can put me forward. This solar car, the Twekambe Solar EV, we have made it ourselves as a team. Like how you're seeing it, it works very well, but each and everything was done from here, starting from the framework, designs, and putting each and everything you're seeing on it. We have done it ourselves. So since it's our first, it's our first item to be unveiled, we got the experience from this one. So for us, we don't go to classes, we do things practically. So it has helped us to know and much focus on practicals, because after all, theory is not something that can give you enough experience. So everything is okay. We know, at least I can tell, that if you are to make a car like this one, like the Twekambe Solar EV, I can give a clear and accurate quotation to someone who needs it. The uniqueness of this car, it's like, because like how I have told you, innovators are always creative. It has things that are known by each and everybody, because it contains the solar panels, the solar charge controllers, and the battery as well. But it's a matter of having a design and being creative in making it. So I don't think if there is something different, much different, that any other person could not get to know. But it works very well, like any other vehicle could be working. The difference is that we chased these fuel things like.
Let's cross over to review briefly the features of this vehicle, looking at the structure and design.
Like any other car could be, a car must be having a switch, and this one of ours, it has a switch as well. This one is its switch. So this is how it is started. You just started like any other car, but the difference is that because ours doesn't make that sound of ignition, it has a gear lever. It's here. For us here, when you do it like this, when it's in the middle, that's its drive option. When you put it like anti-clockwise, this one is its reverse, and clockwise, it's parking. Like any other car could be, it's a must to have a gear lever. So it even has the under brake. This one is its under brake. It has the accelerator. It has the brake as well. So I think each and every car must be having this, and we made sure we made it to the fullest to make it have all the components of the car. So this it has the panels, like how you have seen them up. They are up on top of its roof. it has the controller that controls the power from up. Since it uses the battery, we must have the power controller that in case the power from up becomes more powerful than the batteries, this one breaks the system and regulates the power from up so that the batteries can get its normal status of charging. So it has the made-in battery packer. It has the battery packer. The battery packers, for them, we sealed them from inside because of course you have to put them in a place where you see that they are safe enough, because it's something it's not something that is supposed to be put outside. That one is maybe seen as ignorance, so it's there also. It has the breaker. In case of anything like a short circuit, it breaks its system off, so that you can look at the way how you can maintain it, so, for safety reasons. So it has the steering, and like any other cars, it has the steering rack. So it's a complete car like how you've seen it. So it takes 8 people. Its seating capacity is 8 people. It has 8 doors, like how you have seen it. This one is the first one. This one is the second one. The third one. On the driver's seat as well. And on the driver's seat line, there are also some too. So it carries 8. It's very good, like how you have seen it. It's very hard. When you look at the way how it was flamed, it's very fantastic. And each and everything like could be considered. It has it very well. It has the lights, they are working very well. The indicators are working very well. The side mirrors, the steering and its rack as well. It's doing fine. For sure it's doing fine. Like how you're seeing, those are the solar panels. Those are some of the components that makes up a solar system. Like how you've seen before, because you saw the regulator first and the breakers. These things, it's been a bit a challenge because their costs are a bit high. Because I think these are not new things to people, they know. But the difference is that some of our products, some of the equipments we use, we import them. So because we need something that matches with the technology standard, so they're a bit expensive. We import them from outside. You have to pay the taxes and the time they take to get here in the country as well. It's also a challenge. So those are the panels. I think nothing much I can talk about them because they are commonly known by people. Even Ugandans can purchase them themselves because, yeah. Like how you're seeing there, that's the propeller shafter. So like any other car could be, it has the propeller shafter, well designed. It has the diff, like any other car could be. This of ours is also among the standard ones. That's the diff. So it's very complete. It's a complete vehicle. So it even has that machine that helps it to be run very well. So like any other, that one you could consider it as an engine. So but this one is not a fuel engine. Yeah.
Remember, Tobias and the team convert fuel car engines to electric, but let's take a look at the inbuilt batteries installed in these vehicles.
As I said, we are assembling the battery from here. These are the battery we are using. We are assembling it to drive those vehicles we are converting, and also we are using in the solar system. These are lithium battery, lithium phosphate battery. We pile them to make the range you want to make. When we are assembling them, there is some electronic equipment we add for monitoring the charging system. They called BMS. This is a BMS. It helps to charge and to monitor the frequency of the battery when you are traveling. So these all are batteries, battery cells. If we are making the battery pack, we just pile together, we assemble them properly, such that when you are driving, it cannot be get a short circuit or get a problem in your way. So that's the way how we are making these battery packs.
And now let's have a bit of experience on the road as we are heading for a road test for the solar vehicle.
At this very time, we are going to have a look at the experience in driving this vehicle, the solar vehicle. It's quite very interesting, as you can see right here. Don't mind about the shaky images. That is live. I know that's something we are having an experience, a tour regarding this car. So let us get an experience of driving the solar car. So tell us something about this experience.
This vehicle you're seeing, like how I have told you, it's like any other vehicle, but it needs creativeness and something like experience as well, because it's not something you can just jump to. So like how I have told you, it's something you can put there and tell someone who has been on the road for 10 years to even drive it for 1 kilometer and tell you that it doesn't work. So it's a bit complicated, but it's very learnable. Once you get the experience, you enjoy, because it's very nice. Yeah, the experience in driving, since it's an electric vehicle, it's a new technology. Its accelerator is not like the usual ones, so it needs something like a bit of experience in driving it. But once you set off, it's driven like any other vehicle, just it's very tactical at the beginning. Yeah.
And we are back from the ride along. I'll say the car sounds calm and a bit comfortable. At this time around, let's review the vehicles that are being converted from the usage of fuel to electricity, as Tobias further takes us through.
As we said that we are converting this normal car, changing from gasoline into electrical. This is the one already we have converted it. As you are seeing it is working properly. Everything remain working properly as how it is. You just switch. It uses the original switch and the key. It is now started on, but you don't hear any sound, because it is already converted into electrical. I can drive, I can put gear, and I drive as well. If you convert this one, a normal one, all things remain working properly. Wiper, mirror, everything of the vehicle has remained working properly. Only we are dealing with the engine alone. Now I have switched on. We can start driving without hearing the sound of the engine, the cranking engine. As the way you are seeing, it is soft in the steering, has no problem. All systems are working properly, reversing. It works well. So this is a reverse. This is a drive. It has high speed. When you go to the main, it runs like a normal car. Converted, and we put here the battery pack. The one I showed you, it is here inside. So when you are driving, it packed here. Then when you go to this side where there is an engine, we converted, we put these other materials of electrical, which uses to drive the vehicle as well. You are seeing it here. The motor which drives the vehicle it is down there. We are installing the motor according the body weight of the vehicle. This is the motor you are seeing here down. It is the one using to drive this vehicle as well. We put the size of the motor according the body weight of the vehicle and the speed we need to convert. Also, it matters.
Tobias has gone ahead to incorporate digital technology in terms of detecting electricity voltage.
As I said, this new technology or innovation is still new in the people. Some people, they don't know how they use it, and they wonder how, if I use the electrical vehicle, the power, does it goes off? I don't understand whether it parks in the middle of the road. No, we have application you can upload on your phone. You check as well. You are seeing here, it shows you the power capacity, power percentage on the vehicle, or we can put a software on dashboard. When we convert this dashboard screen, you keep monitoring while you are driving the vehicle to know whether the current or the power which is on the vehicle will take you where you are going. So this is the way how you check this one. Just it is an application. It is installed in the phone. The very application, Smart BMS, it is installed. You can install your phone. You check the vehicle status. You go here, you press, it will bring the code of the vehicle, because every vehicle has its own code. Then it brings the actual results of the vehicle, where you see the current. Now I can see the panel is now putting 3.8 amps on the battery pack of 64.9 voltage. So that's the way how you check the battery in this vehicle. In every vehicle we are installing, we put for you this app, and also we can download the software we install in your vehicle direct on the dashboard. You monitor through on the dashboard, those who don't have the smartphones.
That, however, despite the aggressive work put out by these innovators, there has been a low level of adaptation of locally based innovations, which in turn has resulted to the underdevelopment of the innovation sector. The innovation space in Uganda is still at a stage of growth. In an interaction with Solomon Opio, a tech leader at the Innovation Village, he explains the reason behind this.
Yeah, so first of all, if you ask me, I would tell you the innovation space in Uganda is one which is just growing. It's when you begin talking about things, innovations, and people coming up with startups around, it's not something that has been there for a very long time, but we see growth. Now it takes us back to what you could have seen in the past. People are getting into innovation, and yet we are looking at several companies that are trying to, outsource software and all that kind of stuff. Now, it takes me to a point where we have seen. I have worked in this space for about 10 years now, and what you see in terms of innovations, we have people who start, and maybe someone is jumping out and saying, hey, I have this brilliant idea. I need to build something that I can get to the market and I make some money. But we need to understand that innovation is a process. Now, that means before we get into innovations, there are several components that we need to look at. From it actually starts with you having to form a team that works in building something. So you're thinking of coming up with something and you say, this is a brilliant idea, let me build this. You need to take into account the users of these products. Now, if we look at a product that you're building, say for, let me give an example. We want to build a product for pregnant women. You need to understand the needs of these women. You need to understand the needs of the people that are going to be interacting with this innovation, which in most cases is not looked at. People come up with a solution, then they begin thinking of, okay, how do we make this better? Now, so that is supposed to take care of things related to the cost. If you can make money, if you want to make money out of this innovation, you need to know that while you work with these guys, you're going to take care of things, costs, what they actually need. They will shape the development of this product, and that is where most people. We need to do a lot of research, and that's where most people really fail. Now, the other component I would think about is what we have seen and we are trying to really tackle. We have innovations that if we look at something where someone is trying to build a technology startup, the biggest challenge usually is it has to do with the developers. Now, a startup may not have money, will not have money. Actually, using the word may is not correct. So a startup does not have that much money. That means we need to look at helping them get the required skill. If you have a startup, you may have, let's say you have 2 developers, working on the product. You need these guys to be able to build this startup, and that means you will need experts to help you build this product. And at the end of the day, you can only see a finished product when you have the required experts building that product. And that is the limitation that we have with most startups. They do not, the developers may not be in a place where they can, get a product to a finished, to finish, let me call it finish level. But now, those are things we are trying our best to work around right now.
Ugandan development aspirations require that its national science, technology and innovation plans and programs make an effective contribution to its social and economic development. Strengthening national innovation performance is required to improve the competitiveness of Ugandan firms and industries competing in the global economy.
How we intervene is try to understand the challenges that these developers are facing and try to tackle those. Is it a problem to do with the design? Someone may come up with a product. Someone may be very good at software development, but then issues around UI, UX, user interface, user experience may be a good problem. Now, there are people who have come up with products. They begin to get to the market and trying to test their products without trying to handle the element of the design. I always tell people, when you're looking at design of a product, the moment you take it to the moment you launch it, when it's not ready, it's going to be very hard to convince people the second time when you try to make it work. So the whole thing that I see in this area, of course, you look at trust issues. People do not trust the products because of what I have just highlighted. People do not trust the products that are built locally, and yet we can actually help these guys get to where they want to be. So we see it as something which is changing. So when you look at the companies that have been in the field for a period of time, outsourcing and getting software from outside and all that, you can now see a trend where they're trying to say, let's support local innovations. If you want a product built for us, can we guide these guys on trying to help them get to where they want to be? We keep seeing the trend changing over time, and we believe within the shortest time we shall have local innovations getting in the market. The other component I would mention about is I talked about you trying to understand your team as now a startup has several components that needs to be looked at. There would be that product that relies heavily on marketing, to get the product out. If that is not done, you're not going to find any a serious product out there. So that again takes us into things related to funding. For you to build a team and go do research and have all those that will help your product get out and sell, you need a bit of financing, and that's what most people want to avoid. Now, if we have several sources of funding that could help these guys get to that point, we would see these guys flourish. I have seen very young innovators, very young startups that have invested heavily on teams of volunteers who are trying to sell the product, and they have done very well, and we see these guys coming up. So the element of funding, the kind of support that would help these guys get to the market, do the research required, is also one that we would say is a hindrance to this kind of development.
Tobias calls upon collective effort from both government and private players to ensure the growth and development of the local innovations.
The government, for us, we are looking everybody, even if you are not a government, even if it is not a government, individual people also, they can come. We work together because we want to push this technology very far. As well, the government come, is also they can push us. They can push us. We buy machines, we construct the good factory, and also we train other users to develop this technology as well.
So first of all, I think we need to expose our startups. Now, by exposure, I mean getting to those companies, try to help them understand that we actually have innovators. We have people who can build products. If you're looking at IT products, for example, we need to help them understand through things like hackathons. In a hackathon, you can actually come up with several ideas, several products can be built from those. And if the companies or the organizations within Uganda see that we actually have local talent that can build, then they can start to embrace and support them to build the products that they need. So the other thing I can mention about is things to do with policies. Government policies. Can we have a favorable environment that can support local innovations? So we have seen, funding come through from government. We have seen banks that come to support local innovations. Can we have more of those and see that we are bringing in more people that can support our local innovators? I can tell you we have a lot of talent in Uganda and we see them every day, but they need to be supported. So can we have these companies begin to, rethink and see how we can support these guys, because we really see them.
Isn't that interesting? I guess it is that we can see our local developers coming up with such a product. But the only urge they have for the government, or maybe other sector players, private players or other companies, is to fund these innovations more and more so that they can be able to produce at mass production. And of course, when they produce at mass production, there is going to be exportation of these vehicles to other countries. And you never know, this can be a very strong potential for Uganda to earn foreign revenue, to facilitate economic growth and development, and also improve the livelihoods of the people. And that's what we had for you this week on Smart Tech. I've been Andrew Abarije, your host. Till next week, goodbye.